Hey, what's up everybody? I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. This is Rudraditya, and in this video I am going to do the unboxing of the iPhone 14 Pro, and this is Techtember. I'm in September, but in tech world we call this Techtember. And in September we see new iPhones every year, and this time we have total of 4 models: iPhone 14, 14 Plus, and then this 14 Pro, and then 14 Pro Max. And this time they ditched the mini series, and instead of that we have the Plus series, which is going to be available from the next month. And yeah, I am very sad because I am also a compact phone lover, and I know that all those mini lovers are definitely disappointed, but it's also a justice for those who wanted a bigger display but they don't want to go with the Pro Max. Then now they have the option to go with the 14 Plus. Anyway, in this video we are going to talk about the iPhone 14 Pro, and let's do the unboxing just for the formality, because nowadays the unboxings are no more fun because you will hardly see any accessories inside the box, so that's why it's become boring. But anyway, we have to see the phone, so we have to unbox this as well. We don't have any charger, neither case or anything, we just have this phone, and wow, the color is on point. I have the space black color, and yeah, it looks so beautiful. It's not very deep black, but it's not faded or grayish either, so it's a perfect just black. And if you look closely, then you will find out that the camera module is glossy black, and you will definitely, if you accidentally touch this, then definitely the finger smudges will come. And guys, I'm also very sure that you will see a lot of dust particles between the camera sensors, between the camera lenses. So there are huge circles, and between those I'm 100% sure that we are going to see the dust, so we have to be prepared. But let's remove this. Alright, and now let me reboot this phone. The Apple logo will appear, and yes, it is. And the price of the iPhone 14 Pro lineup in India is ridiculous. The iPhone 14 Pro starts with 1,30,000 rupees for the 128GB variant, and iPhone 14 Pro Max starts with 1,40,000 rupees, and it goes all the way up to 1,90,000 for the Pro Max. And for the 14 Pro you have to pay 1,80,000 for the 1TB variant. But anyway, let me set this phone, and I have to use this phone for a couple of hours, and then I will share my experience. Alright guys, so I'm back after spending 5 hours with this phone, and in this video I'm going to share my first impression and the things which I noticed in the initial phase. So the first thing which I noticed is definitely the in-hand feel and the size of the phone. It is a 6.1-inch display size phone, and it's a very perfect size. I can say it's not very compact but not huge. It sits in the right spot, in a sweet spot we can say, and it's a very comfortable size. Plus the in-hand feel is very premium, and of course we are talking about the top of the line, the best of the best iPhones, so of course the in-hand feel is going to be premium. But at the same time it's very heavy considering the size of the phone. The weight is definitely on the higher side, but I won't mind because we are getting more battery in it. Now don't ask me how much battery, I am not aware of it, sorry. And if we talk about the other thing, then definitely after holding this phone, after getting the feel of the phone, what I did is, or let's say literally everyone will do, is to unlock the phone, and that biometric is awesome. Yeah, you see, I am an Android user for last 8 years. I am switching to the iPhone after a very long time, so it's very refreshing and a very different type of feel, so I'm so excited. Well, there are a lot of things to talk about, which I will definitely do in my full review, because I have to test a lot of things which I haven't done yet. So definitely wait for my full review, and also you can subscribe the channel. A lot of amazing contents are coming very soon. Well, talking about the Face ID, the biometric is just top notch, and earlier we faced the problem that with mask the Face ID just doesn't work, but now it's gone. Apple fixed that issue, so now you can unlock your iPhone with wearing a mask as well, so no issues. And the Face ID is so reliable, so responsive, and it's very fast, and I really love the animations and the way it works. Now the third thing which I noticed and which I liked is the display. It's very bright. The maximum brightness, the peak brightness is 2000 nits, highest in any smartphone. And also if you look at the display, then it's very crisp, very vibrant, so I really love the display here. Well, I have to still test the peak brightness in direct sunlight. Today in my city there was not proper sunlight, there were clouds everywhere, so I have to test that, so I will share all the details in the full review. But yeah, so far the display experience is good, and let's talk about that 120Hz high refresh rate, or ProMotion in Apple's fancy naming scheme, you can say ProMotion. But yeah, that is a real thing here. I mean, I heard a lot of praise about the ProMotion of Apple, like it's so good in iPhones, and yes, it is so good, and it feels so good because of the animation, because of the optimization, the way Apple did all those optimizations and animations with iOS here is actually give you a very good feel. So that's why I really love the 120 Hz. And I can tell you one thing, not only 120 Hz in iPhone, but 120 Hz if you use 120 Hz high refresh rate of S22 Ultra, Pixel 6 Pro, or any like OnePlus 10 Pro, any Android phones or this phone, then after using the 120 Hz, it's really hard to go back to the regular 60 Hz refresh rate which you will get in iPhone 14, 13, 12 and 12 Pro. So yeah, that's the thing to note. Maybe it's just me and some few other guys, maybe it doesn't apply to everyone, but yeah, I'm sharing my experience here. And yeah, definitely I love this 120 Hz high refresh rate display. Now the fourth thing is the always on display. Yeah, it's good. It is available on Android since years now, since decade you can say, and now finally Apple did it, and they did it in its own way. It's not, I mean, there are a lot of things which can improve the always on display, and I will share those opinions in my full review. Anyway, if we move ahead and let's talk about this dynamic island, then yes, this is something refreshing, and finally we get rid of that notch, the boat shaped notch, and now instead of that we have a pill shaped notch called dynamic island. So I mean, see, it's more practical. Now you can take the advantage of that pill shape, and actually, you know what, it's not a pill shape, it's very close to what renders were showing you. The camera cutout and the sensors for Face ID is actually separated, but because Apple did some pixel game here and they show you like it's a full bar, it's a pill shape like, but it is actually not in reality. But the way they integrated the software and hardware here is actually top notch, and it's very appreciable. So I really like this, but to be honest, in this 5 hours I haven't used this pill shape notch that much, so I need more time to give my overall conclusion about that, how useful it is and how convenient it is in day-to-day life. So just give me some more time. And now let's jump to the camera. So camera is also upgraded here. This time the main camera is 48 megapixel, the ultra wide is 12 megapixel, but it's improved especially in low light scenarios claimed by Apple. And then you have a 3x telephoto lens, which is actually quite good. I clicked some photo samples, you can check by yourself. So as I already mentioned that today was not a bright day, and also I took all the shots just after the sunset, but one thing is clear that in portrait shots, the portraits are nice, but the cameras aren't doing justice with the skin tones. I mean, we are not as dark as it seems, so definitely iPhone should work on the skin tones. When there was no light, it tends to darken the fair skin tone into a darker skin tone. Well, the portraits at 1x, 2x and now 3x all are very good. The edge detection is also very good, but I'm very curious to test this camera with other flagships to know that how exactly the cameras of the iPhone 14 Pro performs. So yeah, I'm very excited for this, so stay tuned. And guys, if we talk about some other things, then the haptic feedback is amazing on iPhone, and it's always famous for amazing haptic feedback, and iPhone 14 Pro is no different, although you won't get haptics while typing something on the keyboard, but you can enable that via going into the settings. You can go into the settings and then you have to turn on the haptics for keyboard, and then you will get a very good experience, because I want haptics while typing, and yeah, that just enhance the user experience, right? And talking about the speakers, then speakers are also loud enough, not the best I heard, but definitely loud. And I'm very excited to test the cameras of this phone with some other flagship phones. If I will get the opportunity to compare, then I will definitely make a video, and then I will show you guys as well that how the camera performs up against the other flagship phones. But overall, so far my experience is very good. Now if you ask me that why you bought the iPhone 14 Pro instead of the 14 or the 14 Pro Max, then see, in 14 Pro Max that phone is very heavy, first thing, and second is that you can't really get the use of that dynamic island, because you have to shuffle your hand to reach at the top of the display, which is not very practical in my opinion, especially for an average size hand like I have. I mean, Pro Max is not worth for me, that size is too much for me, so that's why I didn't go for the Pro Max. I know that I'm getting a better battery life there, but 14 Pro Max is also going to give me good battery life, I know that much. Now in other case, why not the iPhone 14, especially when it's so cheaper as compared to 14 Pro. In India, the price gap is 50,000 rupees. iPhone 14 is available for 80 and the 14 Pro is available for 1,30,000 rupees. So yeah, the price gap is huge. In USA, the price gap is not that much. There is, I guess, the difference of $100 or $200. I guess $200 or $300, but still that's not as huge as what we have in India. But see, that's also a fact which you cannot ignore, is the gap between 14 and 14 Pro this time is huge, unlike last year. So that's why last year a lot of people went with iPhone 13, but this time iPhone 14 is basically iPhone 13. So if you want iPhone 14, better go with iPhone 13. And if you want the best of the best, top of the line Apple iPhone, then you have to go with iPhone 14 Pro. But anyways, yeah, that's it from today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you, then definitely smash the like button and share this video with your friends. Hit the subscribe button as well. Turn that bell icon on. Select all to get all the notifications of my upcoming videos. I will see you very soon in my next video. Until then, bye bye. Take care.